Good afternoon. Now, if you watched like 2 minutes ago when it originally came on live, when it went live, I have 4 pop-ups that I can push a button and they pop up. And when it started to go live, all 4 of them just came on and popped up all at the same time. And I'm sitting here pushing other buttons to try and get it to stop, but it was too late. So at the very, very first of this, 4 pop-ups come up, and one of them looks just like this. That one came up right where something that looks just like it was on my intro screen. So there's that. So I'm talking today about what is your niche, your niche. I originally heard the term that you say it, niche, and now I'm leaning toward niche. And I have no clue which one's right, to be honest with you, but I like to think that I know the meaning of it, and in the online world, they say niche down or niche down. In other words, don't talk about cars, talk about Jeeps, but don't just talk about Jeeps, talk about Jeep Wranglers, but don't just talk about Jeep Wranglers, talk about Jeep Wrangler Rubicons, but don't just talk about Jeep Wrangler Rubicons, talk about Jeep Wrangler Rubicons from 2004 to 2010. Something like that. And you just keep niching down or niching down and dialing into one thing. And I've niched down to a certain point. And I don't want to go any lower than that or any more tighter than that, because I feel that what I'm doing, these things that 3 or 4 things that I focus on, work together for an overarching concept of my niche and what I'm trying to make this channel into and what this channel is about. Now, when we talk about niche, or when you hear a lot of people talk about niches or niches or whatever it is, how do you find it? How do I know if I start a YouTube channel? How do I know if people are going to watch? How do I know what people are going to like? How do I know? How do I know? I don't know. I don't know. You just have to many times put it out there. But we're going to look at it from a standpoint where this has come up in business. It actually came up. And I'm going to go into a little bit of the history of this word and the diagram. And the word and the diagram, one's a whole lot older than the other. Let's just put it that way. So when we're talking about finding a niche for your channel on YouTube and say, how do I find it? Well, what do I look for and everything like that? Even when you talk about that in business or in creating a business or sometimes for many people in creating a life, and they're just struggling, they come across this word, a Japanese word, ikigai. Now, that's a word that points to, it means what makes life feel worth living. And you're thinking, I'm going to make a YouTube channel about what makes life feel worth living. Well, that's the original term. I'll get to where we are with that in just a little bit. But ikigai, a lot of times is known. A lot of times sorry, I had to click something. A lot of times is known for this 4-part Venn diagram. The two are not related, believe it or not. But the word ikigai is kind of like your reason for getting up in the morning. The things that give your day value, meaning, and motivation. Well, you have to translate that into, okay, what is going to be my focus that gives value, meaning, and motivation to the people who watch? So it's commonly explained as a compound word. The iki means living, being alive, or to live, and it's Japanese. And gai, the other part of it, G-A-I, means worth or value or benefit or effect. What makes something worth doing? Ikigai. That's where the word comes from. So you put it together, you've got the worth of living, a reason for living, that which makes life worth living. There you go. Now, in Japanese usage, so I'm told, ikigai doesn't have to be some grand life mission. It can be as simple and personal, like people you love, a craft you enjoy, a role you take pride in, a routine that gives you joy. Someone is at the front door. I'm going to look at the window. Nope, not going to answer it. Just going to have to keep going because I'm not 100% sure who it is. So if they're dropping something off, that'd be great. So where was I? Oh, yes. Interrupted during a live. That's never happened to anybody before. Now, in English dictionaries, it's kind of like a reason for being or a motivational purpose. The Oxford English Dictionary records the English use of this word, ikigai, as early as 1970, which isn't that long ago. It's not that long ago. Now, that being said, let's look at this Venn diagram, which didn't come around until not that long ago. So here's what happened. Okay, a purpose, the chain of events in plain English, and how it got to this Venn diagram, which is not Asian at all. A purpose. The Venn already existed. Now, this Venn has 4 parts to it. This one was going to show 8, but it's got 4 parts to it. And this 4-part diagram is attributed to a guy by the name of Andres Zuzenaga. And he called it a purpose diagram. And Andres Zuzenaga is a Spanish astrologer and author who came up with this. And he called it a purpose Venn diagram. It was created in 2011.
Someone is at the front door.
2011. Someone is still at the front door, but I'm in the middle of this. You guys come first. Published in 2021. I'm sorry. The Venn diagram was created in 2011. 2011. Now, a blogger, business coach, entrepreneur from Guernsey, a small island in the English Channel just off the coast of Normandy. Yeah. His name was Mark Wynn, and he took the term ikigai, the word, and slapped it on this diagram, this Venn diagram, and he did that in May of 2014, and boom, there it is. There's the ikigai, which is kind of cool. It makes perfect sense, but it's not it doesn't have the origin that we think it is. And Bill, you're saying, Bill, you're going all the way around this. Do I really need to know all this? No, not necessarily. You don't really. However, this became the default for ikigai. He did a post in 2014 called "What is your ikigai?" Mark Wynn, and it went viral, and now it is the de facto vision or idea for the term ikigai, and the visual for it. And it's a 4-parter. And you're saying, what does this have to do with me finding my niche? I'm getting to it. I promise. I like a little bit of history. I like knowing where it's coming from. So, yeah. So let's look at. Hang on. I'm going to just get rid of this. Now my own narrative is becoming a distraction to me, and I apologize. So, where's this going? You may have seen this. You've probably seen it, but we're going to apply it to you trying to figure out a YouTube channel. That's where we're going. So the very first thing is we're going to fill in those 4 circles. What do those 4 circles mean? Well, the first one at the very top is what you love. What is something that you absolutely love? And you have to love it. You really have to love it to adopt it. That being the case. So that's the first one. And it overlaps with the second one, which is what the world needs. What you love and what the world needs. What does the world need? And don't think grandiose. Maybe think about, what do the people that you want to influence, what do they need? Do they need guidance? Do they need direction? Do they need a next step? Just what do they need? So what do you love? And that's important, because if you're talking about doing something in YouTube for years and years and years, you have to talk about the idea of, you have to love it. You can't cast it aside in 2 or 3 months and say, I don't like this anymore. I've been down that road. I've started and stopped a couple of times because I just ran out of, I don't want to do this. I guess I didn't love it as much as I thought. But what do you love? What does the world need? And then the third one, and if I don't push the right buttons in the right order, we're going to have more fun than we think we are. What can you be paid for? You know, what can you be paid for? What do you really want? You know, what can people pay you? So you've got what you love, what the world needs. What can you make money from? Remember, this came from a business concept, that idea. And then the fourth one is, what are you good at? So for me, if I love Jeeps and the world needs to know more about Jeeps, and I think I could get paid for it, but I'm really not good at it, then it becomes a comedy channel. There's a guy on, well, I've just seen clips. I don't know whether he's got a YouTube channel. It would make sense that he has a YouTube channel, I guess. But I've just seen clips of him, and he does all these electrical experiments in a workshop, and every one of them blows up with him. He either short circuits or blows something up or shocks himself. It becomes, he doesn't get into this fourth category, what you're good at. It doesn't work. So those are the four ideas of the Ikigai, which came from the Spanish guy, came from the Spanish guy, and popularized by Mark Wynn with these circles. Now you see how they cross over into each other. And we're going to take just a little bit of look at the definition of that. If what you love and what the world needs, if you have just those two, then you've got a mission. You really love to do this, and the world needs this. That's a mission. If you have what the world needs and what you can get paid for, the world needs this, you can get paid for it. It's got nothing to do with loving it or being good at it. You can get paid for it, and this is something the world needs. The world needs more toothpicks, and you can make toothpicks. Very boring YouTube channel. I wouldn't go there, but you never know. Or maybe you do. But that's a vocation. It's vocation. Now, if what you're good at and what you can get paid for, that's a profession. What you're good at and what you can get paid for. Yeah. So there's something definitely going on there. But again, you might not love it, and the world may not need it. You're just good at it, and you can get paid. And then finally, there's passion. If you just have these two, what do you love and what are you good at? This is the passion. Now you take this and you put it together, and you've got these four ideas, these four concepts, and you put them together and you talk about it in the concept of a YouTube channel. What do you love? You have to love it. I really like doing these, even if I'm the only one listening sometimes. But I really like doing these. I like editing video. I like, and I'm not that great at it, but I'm getting better at it every time I do it, which is kind of the point. I'm getting better at it. And when I say I'm good at it, I may be better than some people who need to learn something that I know. So what are you good at? So, I really love what I do. I love the opportunity to be able to come on and hopefully interact with people and answer comments and ideas like that. So what do you love? And does the world need it? In the terms of YouTube, the whole world doesn't need the thing that I'm doing. People who are looking for a niche and are looking to start a YouTube channel, they may need to know what I'm doing. They may very much need to know what I'm doing. So to me, that's my world. People who need the thing that I've got. And what do I get paid for? Eventually, I'm going to get paid. Eventually. Now, I'm not getting paid now. However, if you want to pay me, you can buy me a coffee. That would be my initial source of income here on YouTube. You can buy me a coffee, and I'd appreciate that if you did. That's another one of the pop-ups that came up at the very first that I had to keep pushing buttons to get it to go away. But then so if you're looking at, okay, what is something that you love to do? If you love crocheting, mittens for kittens, have at it. But keep in mind that you have to do this over a period of several years. If you want your YouTube channel to grow, it's a long game. It's not a short get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long game. Every video you make, every video I make is building up a repertoire of things that are going on. So That's the idea. And what are you good at? Well, remember, you don't have to be the best. It doesn't say you have to be the best at it. You have to say, you have to say, you know, I'm good at this. Even if it's in your own mind, I'm good at this. And you want to share what you're good at with other people. So if you answer these 4 questions, what do I really love that I could put out on video? That's important, that you can put out on video. And do people need this? Am I meeting a need? Are people going to go on YouTube and look up and say, how do I do the thing that you're good at and the thing that you love? And so if we go across and we say, well, you know, what am I good at? It might be cooking. There's a lot of very general things going on, a lot of very, very general things that are happening. Like they say that if you want to be successful in online anything, it's got to fit into a few categories, at least one of these categories. Health. Everybody wants to know about a diet. Everybody wants to know about a diet plan. Everybody wants to know about the next lot of things. But then you start niching it down, you know, the vegetarian diet or carnivore diet or Mediterranean diet or Southern East Indian diet. I don't know. All these kind of diets. You know, so health is one area, and you may be good at that, and you may actually love the lifestyle that you're living. Health, and then there's wealth, how to make money. Oh, all kinds of. I think that's the scammiest of all of them. How to make money. You can make money if you do this, and if you want to get on and start a YouTube channel telling people how to make money doing something, great. Just back it up with the fact that you're actually doing it, instead of saying I'm going to make money on a YouTube, teaching people how to make money on YouTube. But you haven't done it yet, doesn't make sense. And if you know, what can you get paid for? Well, if you're good at something and people start to recognize that you're good at something and they want to know how you're doing it, you could do several different things. You could make ebooks that you sell. You can make courses that you sell. You can make a membership where people sign into a membership, which is a way of making money as well, you know, a monthly membership or one-to-one coaching, all kinds of things that you could make money at. But again, if you don't love it, your clients will find out that you don't love it, and that would be a bad thing. Yeah. And so, I mean, you can just go around and ask those 4 questions. Ask them in any way that you want. But, you know, I would make a list. What are the things that I really love? And then what are the things that the world needs? And like I said, you really love making mittens for kittens, but there's only like 5 people in the world that really want mittens for their kittens. Kittens grow up to be cats and they don't fit anymore. Maybe that's another subject. And then think about the ideas of how you can get paid for what you know. And are you good at it? You don't have to be great. Just have to be good enough. You just have to be good enough. Now, I could keep going on and talking about this, and at this point, I'm starting to talk in circles anyway. I've answered these 4 questions for myself, and this is what I've settled on. This is what's working for me, and this is how I'm putting out in this particular YouTube channel. And so, if you have any questions or anything at all that you need to have a thought about, and you have a question with regard to YouTube creation, creating a channel, working a channel, figuring out your ikigai, whatever it is, you can drop it in the comments. That'd be great. Or if you just wanted to say hi, if you say hi, I could push this other pop-up button. Let me see if I can get the right one. I'm going to push it anyway, just to say hi. Yeah, so welcome to that. So just keep that in mind. If there's no questions, if there's nothing popping up, I want to put this into your mind. If I get comments, I hope to have comments where I can say, hey, I could do a video about that. And then I can make a video answering your question or answering your comment. That would be fantastic, because then I won't be guessing about what you need. I'll actually be knowing what you need and can help answer those questions. So keep that in mind moving forward. By the way, if you don't know already, my name is Bill McConnell. I live in the Front Range of Colorado. I look east and it's flat. I look west. I see the Rocky Mountains. They're right there. And we have finally got some snow on the ground. And I absolutely love it. Got some snow on the ground. And yeah, not enough to get out the snowblower. No. But we do have some snow on the ground. And we need it here. Other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to, I got to push my other button. Don't forget to subscribe, like, give me a thumbs up on this, any way you wish, and that just helps the channel along, and I appreciate it. Apart from that, take care. I'm signing off.